To get us ready for our preschool lesson plan final, we are going to research some activities that we can do in our preschool setting or in a daycare setting. My advice with this is if you do really good work now, you'll have less work to do on your final because you can use the activities that you find now on your final. So please take the time to do this well. So, in your activity research, you have various areas of play to look at. You will make sure that each of your activities match that area of play. So, on your activity research worksheet, you have a few tables that look something like this. For the first part, you are going to put the name of the activity. Are we doing tissue paper art? Are we doing dominoes math? Are we doing scales and weights? You can give it a creative name if you want, or you can keep it as straightforward as you want. It's up to you. But again, make sure it matches. Make sure, since this is asking for a math activity, that we're putting a math activity. We aren't putting an art activity or a science activity or a sensory activity. It is a math activity. Then we want to put at least 3 skills that could be developed in this by this activity. So I don't want you to just put physical or emotional. I want you to be specific. Look at your areas of development notes. That's why we took those notes. What different areas of development are being developed and what within those, right? Is it building gross motor skills of throwing, jumping, climbing? Is it building social skills? Are they having to interact with other people? Is it building self-esteem? Is it expanding vocabulary? Look at those different bullet points that you took notes on and put at least 3 in the skills developed. Again, if you do this well now, then you'll have less work to do later on. Then put the approximate time you anticipate a child to spend at this activity. While self-selected activities are typically about 45 minutes long in an average preschool setting, we want to keep in mind how long we think a specific activity will keep a child engaged. Is it only supposed to keep them engaged for approximately 5 minutes? Is the goal to keep them engaged for 10 minutes? What is the expected time requirement for this particular activity? Then this is like where the bulk of your points are coming from, the step-by-step instructions. So you want to give clear step-by-step instructions on how to set up the station. That's part 1, how to set it up and what theoretically a child should be doing at said station, right? Remember how we talked about how even if we set it up a particular way, right, they might not play with it in that way, but how would you expect them to play with it if all went your way? So for this math activity, right, maybe we put some manipulatives out and have a sorting table on the table, like sorting cups in different colors, right? And the goal would be that they would sort each of the manipulatives in the different colors. So for setting up, I would say something like put all the manipulatives in one big bucket, then set out a red, orange, yellow, green, blue, and purple cup. That's the setup. Pretty easy, pretty simple. Don't just say, put the stuff out there. Put the manipulatives on the table, right? I want you to write this in a way that if you gave this activity to someone else, could they set it up for you? Then after you put the setup instructions, what is the intended play? So you would write something like, a child would pick up the manipulatives and sort them by color, putting the red in the red, orange in the orange, so on and so forth, right? It can be very simple, but I want you to explain again how to set it up very specifically and what you expect a child to do at that station. Remember, these are independent stations, so I want you to make sure that it is not something that they would need help doing. And then what materials would you need? right? If you were gone and I needed to set this up and I needed to know what to find to be successful in setting up this activity, what materials would I need? Sometimes it requires just a couple things. Sometimes, like for the art projects, it requires maybe we looked at that art activity where they colored with different kitchen utensils. It would be a list of kitchen utensils you'd want out, plus paint, plus paper, right? And so, what would you need to be successful in setting this up? So, again, I cannot stress this enough. If you do take the time to do this well now, you do not have to worry about it so much when we get to the final. You already have everything already done. You just have to transfer it to your final. The only other um, thing that you cannot do, the only other instruction is you can only use one of my activities per group of activity research. So if you liked one of the math activities that we did, or one of the science activities, or one of the sensory activities that we did, you are welcome to use that, but you cannot choose one of my science, sensory, and math. You can only, of the 6 you have to get done, you can only use one that was from what we did in class. All the other 5 have to come from your research. Feel free to look at Google, look at Pinterest. Pinterest is a really great resource if you have access to it. If not, look on Google. What are different activities? Okay. Take the time to do it well. Again, I cannot stress that enough. Take the time to do it well. After you finish all of them, you're done with the activity research.